Hello everybody, welcome back to the Robert Cheeke Show. I'm your host, Robert Cheeke, where your personal best happens every day. So, how's everyone doing today? It has been a week since I've been on. I thought I'd just come on briefly today and tell you what I've been up to, because this is actually a very humbling experience. I've been getting some emails from people saying, hey, when's the next Robert Cheeke Show episode? Or where'd the Robert Cheeke Show go? Or, when's the next show coming on? Can you talk about this topic? Can you talk about that topic? Etc. And that's been really exciting because I've had a busy time. You know, this is what I'm all about. If you can see it on my shirt, let me stand up for you. Hard work. That's just what I do. I talk about, years ago, I was talking about a 24-hour workday. Lately, I've been kind of coining this 16-hour workday. And I've been talking about that the last few episodes. And exactly what that is doing what you have to do for 8 hours a day. What pays the bills, what your skill set is, what your job is, what your talents are, etc. What your full-time job is. Do that for 8 hours a day, and then do what you love to do for the other 8 hours. And then, as you get better at that naturally because you love what you're doing, you spend more time doing it, and it becomes something that you're really good at, it naturally turns into your career, what you really do. So then, this 8 hours a day that you're doing because you have to pay the bills gets replaced with something that you love to do for 8 hours a day, which then pays the bills, and you have another 8 hours to do it some more, if you like, or do something else. And then, of course, you have your 8 hours to sleep, or whatever it is that you choose for that period. Sometimes for me it's 0 hours, sometimes it's 1 hour sleep, sometimes it's 10 hours. It just depends where I'm at and what I've got to get done and how I'm hammering it and nailing it based on projects that I'm doing and the progression that I'm making towards completing those. So, anyway, we left off about a week ago. I was driving out in Bend, I was at Mount Hood, and I was talking about these back-to-back episodes of, you know, do what you love to do and turn that into a career. Well, how do you do that? Some people started saying, well, how do you do that? I get emails, I get Facebook comments, Robert Cheeke on Facebook, please find me there. Maybe some Twitter comments too, Robert Cheeke on Twitter. Like, how do you do that? Well, there's a lot of ways to do it. I mean, you know what I was doing? I've already told you my story. What I was doing years ago, I was blogging before blogging was even a word. I was one of the first people on MySpace. That's how I built veganbodybuilding.com and vegan bodybuilding and fitness. It wasn't like I could just connect with a ton of people on my own. When I started that back in 2002, I was the only person I knew doing it, you know? And then I hopped on MySpace in 03, I think. Again, one of the early members on MySpace, and I pounded that thing. I went to work, I worked 7 to 4, and I worked 7 to 4. I did my time, 7 to 4. I got out of work and I hopped on MySpace and I started telling people about vegan bodybuilding. I started telling them about it, and then all of a sudden my website grew from a few people to a couple thousand members, and it just started to grow. And then I could afford to make a clothing line because there was an audience, people who wanted it. So I started selling clothing, and then I filmed a documentary. Again, I did my 7 to 4, and after that I was filming. I was editing till 2 in the morning, till 3 in the morning. Till midnight, getting up at 5:50 and going back to work to be there by 7. You know, I did that, and then because I put in all that time on MySpace, I mean, I just hammered it, and I'm serious. I wasn't messing around. I worked my 8 hours a day, and I worked another 8 hours just on MySpace, because that was the tool, that was the platform back then. The game has totally changed, obviously. The platforms have totally changed. In fact, I don't even log into MySpace anymore, occasionally to post a bulletin. But now, today's game is Facebook and Twitter. And there's a few others. Tumblr, Blogger, Blogspot, your own website, any kind of two-way or multi-way interaction, social media communication and community. That's what the game is these days. And I'm learning how to play that game. And it's fun. Like I told you, I started that fan page, veganbodybuilding.com. I don't know why it took me so long to start it, but I just started it a couple weeks ago. Already 2,200 members, 2,167, maybe 68 later today. Huh? So anyway, the idea is I put in that time, I busted my tail for years on MySpace building around an interest of mine, vegan bodybuilding, and then my website grew, and I could create products. And I could even take advertising space and receive money for that. And put banner space on there, affiliate programs which have payouts, and of course I had something I could sell. You know, I was selling a concept, I was selling an idea, and also had tangible products that I could sell. T-shirts, hats, aprons, tank tops, shorts, pants, whatever, you know, and then documentaries, videos that I filmed. So then obviously you can see naturally that became my full-time job. I didn't work 7 to 4 anymore. And then I work 16 hours a day doing what I want to do, and I even play around with that more because MySpace isn't my platform anymore. Now it's Facebook, now it's Twitter, now it's my own website, now it's Robert Cheeke Show. I mean, it changes all the time. So the idea is, how do you do it? How do you do what you want to do, right? You have the interest, your interest is X, right? X is your interest. Okay, well, find a way to write about it, to blog about it, to make videos about it, to write a book about it. If it's something you love so much, write a self-published book. And then get on Twitter, create an account based around that title or that theme and start getting a community, get involved, get some followers, and then you have people to market the book to, right? Self-published book. Do a self-published documentary. That's what I did. No different from self-publishing a book. I went out there, knew nothing about it, but I made a movie, sold tons of copies, made profit, gave me opportunities to be on TV, radio, front page newspaper, magazines, magazine covers, inside covers, speaking to around the country, all because I put in that time. I put in that time on MySpace, and look what it did. And now it's not just MySpace. You've got MySpace, you've got Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, blog spots, bloggers, communities, forums, chat rooms. The game is so fun on online social media stuff. The game is so fun. And so what if you don't like computers, you know? And that's not your thing. Still tons of other ways. Get involved in the community. I put on festivals. Vegan Holiday Festival, back-to-back years, had 1,300 people show up one year. The previous year, 900 people show up. So it's real-life person interaction. Vegetarian festivals, I got involved in. I was a board member. I put that on. So it's face-to-face. I made products, videos, books, not books, videos, t-shirts, whatever, and I had them at a booth where my target audience was there, and I talked with them. I asked them questions. I brought them to my community, to my home, to my website. So that's the kind of thing. I'll go into more details later. I know I'm talking fast. Hard work is what I'm doing, 16 hours a day. So I apologize for not being on the Robert Cheeke Show earlier. Not that it's not a priority. I had so many other things that I had to do. I was out of town. I was doing other things. And on top of that, I live in a house with a bunch of people. There's 4 or 5 of us here. I think it's 4 right now. And so when I'm enthusiastically yelling at the camera, you know, your personal best happens every day, I have to make sure people aren't sleeping, people aren't working, people aren't trying to do their own thing. So right now, you know, it's like Macaulay Culkin, you know, I'm home alone doing my thing. So anyway, thanks for watching the Robert Cheeke Show. I'm going to go into more details when I have time. I haven't checked the clock. Today's Thursday, September 10th, 2009. I haven't checked how long we've been going here. I don't want to run out of time, but I want to say, do your 16 hours a day. Just do it. You have to. Because every day that you delay doing something that you're passionate about, you delay that achievement. You delay that success. You delay that fulfillment. You delay that day that you can say, you know what? I love what I do all day, every day. And that's where you want to be at, right? And get paid for it too, because you need to live. You know, I never do anything for the money. I could care less. In fact, I was just emailing someone today. I give away 5 figures worth of stuff every year. I give away $10,000, $20,000 worth of stuff. Money, products, tangible items. I don't do it for the money. I do it for the love of what I'm doing. To contribute, to lift others up, to do things that are meaningful to me. But because I love what I'm doing and work so hard at it, you know, there are revenue streams that come in. And some of these online social media outlets are perfect for that. So look into it. Check back again with me as I'm going to go into more detail about what you can do to find what you love to do and do it all the time. Thanks for watching. Have an outstanding day. See ya.